What's up, everybody? How's it going? How y'all doing? It's Friday. This is the ninth playtest of Le Deadly Le Decks. Probably made that joke before. Making the same jokes. Guys, we're making the same jokes. That's what we do. That's what we do here. We get on, we make the same jokes, and then we leave. Let me just share this with some people. See if we can get some folks up in here. Today, we're going to be testing more of a lot of the stuff we were doing yesterday. Let's see here. About to get started. We got a lot of fun stuff to test from yesterday. I didn't make any crazy changes though. Is this music really loud? Feels really loud. Feels like it might be loud, but then it also feels like it might not be loud. What kind of day we're having here. How is your Friday going? Hopefully you guys are having fun. Maybe Raymond's going to show up and tell us about some electrical work he's doing. Because why not? That'd be fun. All right. We're here, guys. Hopefully the screen looks better. Does it? I did increase the bitrate that we usually use to play the stream. Raymond was mentioning yesterday that it was maybe the bitrate was a problem. I'll be honest with you, does not look better, guys, in my opinion. Not looking too good. I don't know what to make of that. It doesn't look that bad on my screen, but YouTube must do some kind of like very specific crunching of bits when you go to stream, because it does not care to show any of this in any kind of form or fashion that is interesting. Let's see if we get a 9x16 playmat fantasy. I don't know. Let's just see what we get with this. Yeah, something like this. I wonder if I just make the imagery stronger, more detailed. Fantasy environment. Environment. Fantasy environment. Will this do? A little rainforest? I'm gonna leave it. We're not gonna mess with it. We don't have a lot of time today for a playthrough. The music is pretty loud. Oh, I see. It's going loud through me, and then not so loud going through you guys. There we go. All right, let's get started on this. We've been playtesting recently. We've been playtesting Kira with the broadsword. Let's get Kira down here. Come on down. We got Rowan. Rowan with his crossbow and throwing knives. Let's go ahead and put him here. Give him a little health potion. Potion of health. Got Ashmar, the book guy. That's his claim to fame. He has a book. He can do research. Likes to research, you know, deadly animals. He's a real fun guy. Real fun guy to spend time with. Okay, this is a much bigger table, so I think stuff actually moves up a little bit, if I'm not mistaken. I think we can move it over a little bit. Now, we're just going to get into it because there's nothing new. There's no new cards here. We're just playing through it again. see how it all goes. Let's give it a shot. Shuffle these guys up. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. We don't have to shuffle those. Shuffle. And yeah. I don't think there's anything in particular that I'm trying out today. I think we're pretty close with these guys, actually. Everything feels really good. Let's go ahead and get started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See if we can start the Soulbound Keep today. What up, Raymond? How's electrical work going? Oh, we never got this card before. We're starting off right away with the Tablet Arachne 1. There are 3 tablets you can collect. 3 pieces of the tablet. If you collect all 3 before you go to fight the Arachne, the Spider Mage, you get like some crazy amazing bonus. I forget what it is, but let's see. Select a hero, roll, and add the power. So this is a strength check. If 4 or more, add this card to inventory. Okay. When the party has all 3 parts, summon the tablet Arachne. Okay, so if I can pull this off, I get this card. I'd like to make it, try to think about these cards as like, is there something more than just rolling to see what happens with these cards? It feels like there could be something cooler to do here. I mean, it's like, okay, you roll and then you see like, okay, are we going to get it? We need 2 or more. We got 4. We got it. I don't feel like that was a big win for me. You know what I mean? I don't feel like, oh, wow, I got it. I just kind of feel like, yeah, okay, I got it. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you're getting USB outlets? Jealous, dude. One time I was gonna rent an apartment and I don't know why this hits me the way it does, but they had USB outlets and I was like, we need to get this place. Like, this place we need to live in. I've never had USB outlets. Like, my desk has a couple, my computer has them, but I've never been like, you know, at home and you just plug them in. But then now there's USB-C. So now what happens with USB outlets? Finished editing the intro for your rocketry team. What is the rocketry team? Type C. I mean, you gotta stay with the times, right? Thanks for hanging out, Raymond. I hope you're having a great Friday. We're just gonna do a quick play test here. See how it goes. Yesterday was really fun. Ashmar got bit by a spider because he couldn't stab it with a dagger. It's a very Ashmar thing to do. By the way, Raymond, I did update the bit setting to 11,000 from 8. And I gotta be honest with you, I'm looking at my YouTube channel, like I'm seeing what you are seeing. Doesn't look better. So I don't really know why in Streamlabs it looks so different. Right? I don't think it had an impact on it. These cards still look like trash. Still looks like from the late 80s. No, I don't. Maybe do I not have the setting? Hold on, wait, let me try something. It's on auto 1080, which I usually find is not true 1080. Sometimes it lies. No, it's telling the truth. That's what it looks like. Man, it's so weird. 720? Yeah, nope. It all looks the same. 480? It honestly is looking like 480. When I set it to 480, it's kind of like, yep. So weird. I don't understand. So this ultra low latency thing is not happening for me. In higher resolution than 1080. All right, we'll try it. We'll try it. It's so weird to me why it like doesn't. why it doesn't do it. I don't know. I can't figure it out, man. It doesn't look that way on Streamlabs. It doesn't look that way anywhere except... what's up, James? You guys make it... You guys make rockets and launch them? Your last... This is Elon Musk Club. You just make rockets and explode them. Now you just need to be rich. And then you can graduate. All right, well, let's get into it, guys. Bit rate aside. Let's get popping. All right. Again, I feel like I'm just going to take a quick note here. That card, not so fun. Like, just rolling to see if you get something. Tablet, Arachne. Oh my god. Usually Notepad, like, opens with all my open stuff. And then today it didn't. It was just like, no. That's wild. Okay, we had the... Alright, we got a bunch of stuff here. Today, 2/27, Friday. We're going to write down here, Tablet, Arachne. Not fun to just roll for outcome. Yeah. I don't know what we do about that. I don't know what that feedback's going to turn into, but let's keep moving. I'm going to see if we can maybe even get past this. Okay, Curse Graveyard. We know how this goes. There's Resurrection on this one, so we draw 2 creatures. If any of them are undead, and I kill them, and I haven't finished the event, they come back. Okay, like this guy. This is going to be a tough fight. Okay. This deranged guard's going to fight the least health person. That's going to be Ashmar. So Ashmar's going to get the deranged guard fighting him. The undead guard is going to fight the highest strength person. This guy's looking for a real bruising. That's going to definitely be Kira with 2 strength. Everyone else is pretty weak sauce. This guy will do 2 damage to the last hero that attacked when it dies, unless the speed is 2 or more. And the only person who could actually do that is Rowan. So let's pull that off. Why not? Sent the rocket exploding and check this out. Oh, let me see. What? Oh my gosh, that's like a real rocket. What? That's crazy. What? Whoa. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Makes me want to use like that footage for like a music video or something. That's really cool. It's really cool. Dang. Sometimes that's how I feel. I feel like that rocket exploding. That's me. Flying to the sky. And then not flying to the sky. And then come crashing down. But I look good doing it. Okay, so who we gonna? We can't have Ashmar doing research because if he does, he's gonna get hit by the deranged guard. That's a prop, Bob. So we're gonna have to start with he's just gonna do some dagger. He does have the torch. Could set a creature on fire, and no one has a well, he has a weakness to fire. Okay. Welcome to Burning Man. Let's see. I wasn't there that year, but hopefully I'll be able to go out this year and see our next launch. Yeah, that'd be sick. All right, let's go ahead and see who's gonna do what. All right, we gotta get Kira to go ahead and do Kira's attack. She can crit for 3 if she gets. Oh my God, she missed. Okay, that's what a wonderful day to start off a Friday. Kira missed. That's bad. That's actually pretty bad. That's pretty bad because she's going to get hit by the undead guard, and that's going to turn into a peril. Great. Okay. Very excited about this. That was wonderful. All right. Rowan's going to hit up with a 2 damage. That's the crossbow. Crossbow does 1 for 1 damage, 2 for 2 damage, and on critical, It knocks flying creatures to the ground. We don't have any flying creatures right now, so that's not going to be a problem. But we do get 2 hits on the Undead Guard. I do want to hit this Undead Guard. I'm not trying to hit this Undead... Sorry, I'm trying to hit the Deranged Guard. The Undead Guard, again, we're in the graveyard, so this guy could come back if I don't kill this guy at the same time. So there's a little bit of balance going on. Ashmar, fun guy, has a torch. We're going to roll for it. Does 1 damage, and then we set a creature on fire. But if we miss, we exhaust the torch because his dumbass can't keep a torch lit if he misses. So Ashmar, please, read up on how to swing a torch and set a deranged guard on fire. Oh my. No, he didn't. I think he heard me. I feel like he heard me. Asshole. I don't like you very much right now, Ashmar. How did he do that? If people stream and just zoom in, you can see it very well. Yeah, I feel that's what I've been trying to do, by the way. I've been trying to zoom in a little bit on this playthrough now that you kind of raised this issue. That you guys can't see anything. So you're just kind of hearing my podcast about the game. In the center. Am I in the center of this? All right, so Ashmar missed, Kira missed, good old Rowan handling some biz. We no longer have the torch. This guy didn't get set on fire. Feeling good, feeling great. This deranged guard's gonna hit the lowest health character. That's Ashmar for 2. We got 2 incoming to Ashmar plus. Ashmar missed, which opens him up to more attack. This flips into a peril tracker, which we all know and love is good times, and that adds 1 damage to him. So Ashmar not doing so well. The Undead Guard is going to hit Kira for 2, and it's going to be basically the same thing. It's a rough start. She also gets hit because she missed, which meant she was open to a much deeper cut. That's 3 damage. Kira can kind of handle it. Ashmar, a little concerned about our little Ash guy. Our little Ash not catching him. More like Ash catching a beating. Ash catching them fists. All right. Good job, Ashmar. Really, really good times. Love that we no longer have a torch to use. It's like he dropped it. I feel like he dropped it. I was like, yeah, just hit him, set him on fire, and then he dropped it. All right, hey, it is what it is. I'm all right with it. So what are we gonna do next? By the way, for those of you who don't know about this peril tracker system, if you're just joining, when they miss on a critical fail, they get a miss token. If a creature hits them and they have a miss token, they take 1 extra damage and it turns into a peril tracker, which if they get 3 of these, you get to exchange them for a very fun card called a peril card, which looks like broken arms and other fun things that happen to characters that cannot be fixed currently at all. There's nothing. So it's the way it is. I did. Yeah, I did. It's partially my fault for talking trash to Ashmar. Trashmar. That's mean. Ashmar, I'm just kidding. Seriously. But relight your torch someday. It really helped. Okay, I do have some plans, though. I have some plans for these guys. These guys, not cool. Not cool what's going on here. Okay, we're going to absolutely use an elixir on Ashmar because Ashmar is the type of guy who can die when you least expect it. It's one of his personality traits. It's on his dating bio. Most likely to die when you least expect it. Also enjoys ramen. And so we're going to have Kira do the attack. Kira can handle it. She's got 14 health. If you guys didn't know, Kira has 14 health. She's fine. Rowan has 11. He's okay. And Ashmar, not okay. He might actually be too low. I do feel like 8 is a little too low because once you get hit once for 2, that drops it to 6. And you kind of feel a little nervous about that. I might bump him up to like maybe 9. Just give him 1 extra so it doesn't feel like 1 hit and then you're like, oh my god, my man's about to die. So let's go ahead and have Kira attack the deranged guard again. Not a crit, but we do get 2 damage off of this. That's a good hit. That puts him at 4. Problem being, by the way, when this creature's hit points are 2 or less, it does 2 extra damage, which means it's going to do 4 to Ashmar unless we kill it, which we must do. I was going to have Rowan flank. This is his new ability. He can flank on a turn, which means I'm not sure if it's his whole turn. If like flanking is his whole turn, kind of feels a little too expensive for that. Yeah, it does. I don't know. I have to come back to this flanking business. I do like the whole idea of the flanking is on your turn, you exhaust him because he's doing like a little combat roll or something cute like that. And then on the next turn when you start it, if he's exhausted because he was rolling from the previous turn, you get a +2 on your attack roll, which is pretty sweet because we could get a crit. Oh, well, we don't really need a crit. Okay, so screw it. You don't need to flank. That's not going to help at all. He does have throwing knives. Throwing knives do 1 damage on a 1 roll, 2 damage on a 2 roll, and crit, you get 3 damage, and you exhaust it until the encounter ends, which means he can throw them 1 time, but he can't reuse them again. I'm gonna try for that. I'm gonna give that a shot. Because even if we get 1 damage, Ashmar theoretically could kill the deranged guard. I like this plan. This is a good plan. It's a good plan. Just go ahead. Yeah. All right. You got a 2. That's 2 damage. We didn't really need to use this for a 2 damage. I guess I've kind of wasted it in a way. That's interesting. That's interesting. I have to think about this. Because these are kind of exactly the same. A little bit with just 1 extra point of damage. Not very... Now I know why I don't use these. I don't use them because they don't... Okay, so I'm going to write this down. Throwing knives need more power, kind of. Something. Because if I roll a 1 and I get a 1 damage, like what happened right here is we got a 2. It's just did 2 damage. I could have just used this. And I didn't really need 3 damage on this guy. So a little bit wasted, a little bit useless. Yeah, okay. Anyway, this guy's dead. That's great. We're happy about that. He's not going to hurt our precious little Ashmar ever again. Don't you worry, Ashmar. Don't you worry. Everything going to be okay. All right, we flipped this guy. Now we can kill the undead creature and not have to worry about the undead respawn after 1 round. But this is going to mean that the undead guard is going to attack Kira at the end of this turn. Oh, wait, Ashmar didn't go yet. My bad, my bad, my bad. Change him to Batman's boomerang so it flies back and has a chance to hit you when you use it. That's funny. That's pretty funny. That's a pretty good one. I'm going to write that down. Some kind of like boomerang, batarang deal. I don't know if he'll get them, but that's pretty cool that you could throw them out and then they come back and do a hit. That's pretty funny. And if you roll a fail when trying to catch it, you just get a bloody nose. That would be pretty funny. Okay, Ashmar, do your thing. Let me do my thing. Ashmar's going to do 1 hit for 1 attack. Oh, actually, no. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's way more useful if we set him to do research, which means he accumulates 1 token of research on this turn. That's how this works. Then the undead guard. That's the end of the hero's turns. So you'll see how this works. This is the thing we've been messing with so far. I feel like this could be pretty sick. We're going to see how this works. Ashmar is doing research on these creatures, trying to figure out how the party can beat them. We are going to have the undead guard do 2 damage to Kira. Yeah, that kind of hurts. Kira's now at 5 damage, 9. So Kira's at a 9. It's a real bummer. But Ashmar's going to take the first turn, generate another token of research. This is how he works currently. Each turn that he's in research, he generates research. This is what we were talking about yesterday. Does he generate research and then place it as well? Feels like it, because otherwise you get 1 turn of research, then you get 1 turn of placement equals 1 damage. That's not good enough. So yeah, he's going to have 2 tokens now because he didn't spend the last one. And I think he can only save up to 3. That feels pretty good. Like, he has to keep them to 3. He doesn't get any more than 3 on here. Because you get a player who's like fighting something like turn 4, gets 4 of them, and then just kills them that way. I know. I don't know. We'll play with it. But currently, he's going to drop the 2 research tokens on the Undead Guard, which now makes the Undead Guard extremely vulnerable to attack. As long as I don't roll a fail. Kira will hit the Undead Guard for 2, saying that there's no miss, and then these each turn into 1 damage token additional. That would be 4. This would be awesome. Please. Please. You got it. There it is. 2 damage. 1, 2, and then we turn these in because of Ashmar's research for 2 additional damage. I like that. Not gonna lie. I like that mechanic. That felt pretty good. It feels like the team's working together, which is something that I've really wanted to happen in this game for a long time. Pretty cool. Rowan could still go again. Sorry, guys. I don't know why it does that, like, jerk zoom in. I don't think he's at 3. He's at 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flank Rowan. I'm going to say that on a flank, you can't attack. See, this flanking business, setting flanking to be you have to attack. You either have to choose one or the other. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me. Reason being is this crossbow can do up to 2 damage, right? So if I flank... Oh, we already established flanking would have only helped me with this. Anyway, all right. I'm learning how these guys work. But even still, like flanking and it having to take up my whole turn, it means that if I were to roll a 1 on this turn and I got a damage, and then on the next turn I rolled a 2, I don't know. The numbers don't make sense to me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think this is really valuable if this is the whole turn. So I think he attacks like normal. So we roll. Oh, good God. All right, that's a miss. That's okay. He's not going to get hit. And then he's going to do his flanking. We'll try it out. We'll see. He's flanking. Ashmar is prepping a research token. What did we say? You can generate research and put research on them. Right. There's some rules I got to think about on here about how that works. Like if I place this on them, typically when the end of the round happens, if it hasn't been used, it goes away. I think that's going to be standard. All right. Fair enough. My whole team is like doing other stuff. Kira's like, what? Anybody going to actually do anything this turn? Ashmore's like, I'm going to read a book. Rowan's like, I'm doing cartwheels. Kira's like, great. I'm dying. So that's fun. All right. Well, Undead Guard is going to take 2 on to Kira. I feel like that's 8 health, 7 health for Kira. Let's use the elixir. Get rid of 2 of these. Put her back at 9. And then let's go ahead and now when we start, let's see. I think, by the way, the reason I'm doing this is because this guy has 4 on him. That means he's got 3 health left. And the whole thing with him is when he dies, he does 2 damage to the last hero that attacked unless that hero's speed is 2 or more. And of course, Rowan is the only one who's fast enough to dodge the From the Grave. So I'm kind of setting Rowan up to make sure that... Yeah, this is good. This is good. We start the turn. Rowan did not get hit. Get rid of that. We start the turn with Ashmar doing 2 research tokens. We put both of them on the Undead Guard, and then Rowan goes to attack and gets a +2 because he's flanking. That gives us a 4. Now, mind you, if it's a fail like this, we're keeping it. Like from here on out, the rules are if you miss, it doesn't matter how many bonuses you have unless it's specifically stated. You miss, you miss. That's the way it works. Because honestly, it was getting too hard to balance the game because anytime you give a plus to a roll, it would mean that a character could never fail. And that's kind of just like not fun. I'll be honest with you. It's fun in the sense of you winning. It's not fun in the sense of the tension of the game because, you know, if you fail and then you're like, whatever, then why even roll? Doesn't even matter. Like, really. Like, then you're talking about, do I get a +1 damage or a regular damage? And that's not interesting. So I've really decided that when this happens. But anyway, he got a 2. That 2 turns into a 4 because he was flanking, which means he does 2 damage. I did not miss it. Does 2 damage plus 2 more damage. And that's going to take this guy out. Yes. And Rowan does not get hit by the extra damage. These guys are dead. Guys, this game is getting good. This game is getting good. That's all I have to say. Like, wow. That's really fun. Like, Ashmar doing the research and setting up the shot because he's in the back calling it out like, dude, hit him in his pinky toe. And then Rowan like doing cartwheels and being like, yo, I'm going to do a little flip back here to make sure I can get this shot off. And then they pulled it off together. That's sick. That is really sick. Wow. Raven said that makes better sense. Yeah, it's like giving out a ton of spins whenever you spin. You basically just have infinite spins, so what's the point? Yeah, I noticed that. And then I started to really notice that when I was like making cards, I didn't want to give anyone a +1 to a roll because I was just very aware that like that would just break the game. Like, okay, great. You get a +1 to a roll and you fail. Guess what? You didn't fail anymore. So it's like, oh, okay. So what I really feel like is like not failing may be a very special power. Like even with this one, like Kira, I got to really think about this one because Kira can re-roll 1 fail once per encounter. That's not fun. That's just not fun. Like it's not strategy. It's just like it's like a reverse card in Uno, which like no shade to Uno because I do love me some Uno, but like in a strategy game, that's just not something that's fun. Like you fail and then you're just like, oh no, I didn't. Oh, okay. Why? because it says you didn't fail. Yo, Sam, what's up? How are you doing, Sam? Thanks for hanging out, dude. Happy Friday. Hey Kurt, is this made on Roblox or on Unity? It's neither right now. This is Tabletop Simulator on Steam. You guys ever heard of Tabletop Simulator? It's basically like, I mean, it is what it is. It's called Tabletop Simulator. And you can just make whatever you want in it. So like you can see here, they have, wait, let me see. I don't want to mess my game up, but yeah, they have like all this stuff here that you can like play games and make games, and then they give you all of the tools here. Yeah, you can make like cards, custom cards, all this kind of stuff. You can add like images to them. So that's what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing to test this because I don't know, Sam, if you know this, but it's like this is like a physical card game too. The idea is this is a digital physical game. So like here's like the actual cards. Upside down to some degree, feels like it. Yeah. So yeah, you can't play it yet, but it's gonna be a physical digital game. Hold on. Oh, whoops. Don't break my dude, don't break the setup. My like Bluetooth headphones are just not wanting to show up to work today. Guys, that was a great round, by the way. I am really excited about this. So Ashmar finishes. He's okay. Throwing knives are back to normal. Did we get any loot? We did not. But look, I'm going to... Oh, we did. We did. There's one loot. I'm also going to make an exception because I remember specifically that... Oh, wow. Thanks, Sam. Sam said I was wondering if it was going to have a physical version. The cards look great. Yeah, the thing is, we are well past 200 unique cards. Well, I shouldn't say unique. Some of them are repeats, but like we're well past 200 cards. So that's going to be its own interesting thing to solve. How we publish a like 300 card game. the whole thing with it, Sam, is you play this game and you like travel like through this whole thing with these 3 heroes, and there's 10 of them, so you can pick the 3 heroes you want to start with, and then you go through it. Right now we're in the beginning starter event called Soulbound Keep. The adventure begins. Why does it do that? Web sway. I wish I just knew why that does that. Oh, because it counts as a click. I just figured it out. Web sway against the flicker of a torch. You pick up your gear and venture forth. So we're right here in Soulbound Keep. And then once we finish this set of events, we can pick another location out of here, which is the Defiled Farms or the Withering Ward. Those are our 2 choices after this. Which right now I got to work on this, because honestly, why would you not pick the Withering Ward where you get a shopkeeper and an inn, as opposed to like you find 2 coins in an abandoned barn. It's like, heal up, buy new loot, talk to people, find 2 coins under a stack of moldy hay. It's like, yeah, I think the choice is pretty obvious here. But that was back when we had a different version of the game. Like, the game was a lot different back then. So really it was about, do you want to spend your money right away or not, which we'll work on that. So I get 2 coins because these guys are dead. And I'm going to count them as 2 loots, because I know I did not put the loot symbol on this new card when I updated it with the new fire weakness intensities. So 2 loot chances. That means we get to roll. If I get an epic win, a crit, we get a weapon. Everything else is a loot deck, even a fail. Fails are not counted here. So we get 1 regular, 1 regular. So no new weapons yet. Back, you dice. Let's see what we get. Apocrypha. I don't like these, by the way. I'm not a fan of these. And Torch of Vorm, which is a really great card. It does 2 damage and it has 2 intensity, which you guys know I'm so excited about weaknesses. I did talk to James a little bit. He wants to put in a strength or a resistance in addition to the weakness, and I was thinking about that too. But yeah, I'm not a fan of these cards, because particularly because they are stat updates, stat increases, and I just feel like a stat increase is very different from it's like very different than what you would consider a regular upgrade. So I kind of, no, that's not what I wanted to do. I don't want that to happen. I'm not a fan of doing stat increases by drawing loot. That's something I definitely want to change. I'm going to put that in here, actually. No stat increases on loot drops. Just feels weird. And also it feels like this could be a meaningful upgrade for characters, you know, like you could actually level them up as you play. I know we haven't gotten farther than this. James loves this. Yeah, James agrees. Okay, yeah. James has played a lot farther than I have. I've been kind of doing what I call a snowplow method. It's my own terminology for like when you're making a game, you just start from the beginning, you know, because what will happen is if you have a big game, like we already said, there's like 200 cards in this game. There's so many locations. The problem is you can get easily overwhelmed and demoralized just working on a game for a long time, because you make little changes all across the board and you never feel like you see something fully finished, right? Like, so what I really try to do is, instead of just doing those touches all across the entire project and feeling overwhelmed and feeling like every time we play some things are broken everywhere, I've just been focusing, as you guys have noticed, we're just playing with Ashmar, Rowan, and Kira, and we're just playing this first area. Because if this first area, like what just happened with them working together in this first area, if that first area feels that good, that when I play it, I just feel like every time I'm like, dang, this is good, this is good, this is good, this is interesting. Then I can always look at that first area as like done to some degree, right? Of course, there's going to be a little bit of work to do, but you know, to feel good. And if I have someone play it, then I get the exciting feeling of showing them that first area, and they play that first area and they're going, wow, that was actually really cool. And then they're like, I want to play farther. And you're like, you can't. It's all, I haven't even touched anything else. So you can't do that. But yes, thank you for telling me the first part is good. So I call it the snowplow method because I feel like, you know, when you have to shovel snow, you got to start with opening your door. You can't go and dig out anywhere else. You got to just slowly work your way through until you get to the end. All right, where are we going next? The Dark Catacombs. This really... Yeah, okay, two things with this card. One is, this card has darkness. So for those of you who might not be familiar, darkness means currently creatures in this encounter can attack first. And good old Ashmar, one of the reasons to have Ashmar on the team is because he has a little thing you might remember that's called a torch. And that torch cancels all darkness effects while active. Unfortunately for Ashmar, he did not read the instruction manual on the torch. And so when he did use it that first time, he exhausted it, and it cannot be relit until we get to a campfire or an inn, which, yeah, we're not there. So thanks for that. Again, so he's just so, like, adept at fire. I feel like he burned his fingers when he used it. He was like, wow, that's really hot. And he dropped it. So yeah, we can't use any of this for this area. I will also say the second thing that I was going to get to is I'm not a big fan of darkness as an effect. Not how it works, like as in like, oh, it's a dark room and there's they can't see, but like creatures in this encounter attack first. I mean, it's like one and done, and it also feels like you have no control over it. So I'm going to change that rule because I do not like that rule. I think that rule is, first of all, not very interesting for Ashmar to counter. He's just basically countering damage that you couldn't control to begin with because it was random. I don't like that feeling. Like, I don't like the feeling of I drew a card, now I take a penalty. So what I want to do with this is darkness. Creatures in this encounter attack first. Maybe the first creature you draw attacks. That's it. So one creature attacks, the other ones don't. That way it's not so unfair. And the other thing I'm going to test with this card is when a character misses, when a hero misses, when they get a critical fail, they take 2 peril trackers. That, or not peril trackers, the miss tokens, which then can turn into it. Let's see how that goes. It still feels very punishing. I'll be honest with you. It feels like, oh my god, that's a horrible card. Maybe not right, but let's give it a shot. I'm just gonna throw this out here. There's an interesting thing happening here, and I really love when this happens. There's a card in here called Age Swirl. I think it's supposed to be Vintage Swirl, but you can drink it. It has 2 effects, but one of the effects you can do is you can drink it for 3 health, but you have to place 2 miss tokens on them. And so I kind of see this card as an interesting part of this card in that if you drank it and you get rid of 3 health, like which Kira would, but you put 2 miss tokens on it in between battles, and then you draw this, and then the creature comes out and hits Kira because Kira's basically drunk, which is why I love this card so much, then wow, that's pretty cool. So maybe that's pretty cool. Let's see how it plays out. Okay, so the first creature gets drawn is going to attack immediately. It's going to hit the slowest speed hero for 1. That's not bad. I don't feel like that's terrible. I don't know. I'm gonna sit on it. Let's see. Darkness. First creature, just taking notes here. Hits instantly. Double miss tokens. Let's see how it goes. All right, so the skull attacks the slowest. That's going to be not Ashmar, not Rowan. It's going to be Kira. Good old Kira. Sorry, Kira. We have no more health. So I'm going to put that 1 on my basic shield. If you're not familiar with how basic shields work, they're instant cards that can absorb damage of attacks, but you have to discard them when the shield points are exhausted. So we have 2 more shots on here before the shield's broken. I just feel like with what's coming next, though, Yeah, I was gonna say. I kind of had a feeling we were gonna get like something pretty challenging. I don't know why I just felt like that. You know, just get the feels. Get rid of these off to the side. Although I should probably keep them up a little higher. For I don't know. All right. Now Kira can hit back. We're not in a graveyard, so I can kill these guys whenever I want, but I do have to be aware of the undead guard because this Rowan has to kill the undead guard. It's like Rowan has to take out the trash. And don't forget, take out the trash, Rowan, okay? The skull is not too challenging, except that this is old text. They are flying, so if a hero does not have a ranged weapon, they take a -1 to their rolls. So Rowan does have a ranged attack. He won't take any issue with that. But Kira and Ashmar, they're not going to do so well against the skull. I'm kind of inclined to just let the skull just chill, though, because it's only 1 damage. Kira can handle that. But the 2 damage from the undead with a 7 health, that could be not great. Not great at all. I'm going to start off. Ashmar seems pretty safe in here. At this point, no, flip it. Let's get him to do a little bit of research. I'm not going to spend it this turn. I'm going to wait for next turn. And let's get, yeah, let's see if we can do this again. This seems pretty OP. Let's get Kira to do a hit on the undead guard. Or not. Oh, God, that's bad. Oh, man, that's bad. That's bad. Oh. Okay, that's bad. She's going to get the first peril card. I'm kind of excited. Is that wrong? I'm a little excited about that. Sorry, Kira. I'm a little excited about someone finally getting a peril card. Okay, well, that didn't happen. And then Rowan is going to attack the undead guard. It's 2, that's 2 damage. Okay. And then we're gonna exhaust him because he's gonna do a combat roll. Yeah. That's our whole turn. And we don't have any fire weaknesses, so that's not gonna help us. Yikes. Okay, the skull's gonna attack Kira for 1. I wonder if I use the shield. This is an interesting question. If I use the shield when a hero has a miss token, what do you guys think about this? If you have a shield and you take the hit on the shield, the miss tokens do not turn into perils. But the thing with that, though, is if you missed, though, why would you be able to use your shield? If you, like, epically missed. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to me that if it's going to hit, the skull hits, and you put it on the shield, these do not flip. Which is really great because... Oh, interesting. So the shield would take +1 damage? I'm going to say what I want to happen here is, since not everyone has a shield, shields, they've been a little bit scarce to use them. I've had a hard time, like, really... I know James says later in the game they become helpful, but I also feel like giving them a little bit more usage when things happen could make them more valuable. So I feel like if you have a shield in a game, and I know maybe we're talking like separate between narrative, like what happens in narrative in the game, and then separate of what happens in the mechanics of the game, is like narratively, sure, Kira swings, misses in the dark because it's dark out, and then these things come and hit her. Theoretically, it should be like, oh my gosh, she's gonna get like wrecked now. But I feel like maybe with the shield being an instant, not tied to a roll in any way, shape, or form means even if she missed, she can still, like, you know, I don't know, she misses with her left hand and then puts the shield up. And I'm like trying to play it through, but I really want these rules to feel right, is that she can still dodge the attacks, and the attacks will not turn these into peril tokens. This is interesting because, like, if the undead guard was first, you always do from left to right when you attack. The undead guard has 2 attacks, which would actually knock the shield out, which would mean the skull would still get to her. This is great. I actually really like this. And also, I put that initial attack on the basic shield when I didn't need it. That's on me, because I actually could fit both of these. This is wonderful. I actually really like this a lot. So the skull hits for 1 on the basic shield, and these do not flip. Kira still missed, but she's using the shield as an instant to absorb the attack, which makes sense. It does make sense. To me, makes sense. The undead guard is going to do a 2 attack, and that's going to go straight to Kira, but Kira still has 1 damage on here. Now, remember, the words on here, I put these on here specifically because it says absorbs the damage of attacks. Discard when shield points are exhausted. The idea behind this is that even when the shield, when the undead guard hits the basic shield, the shield still absorbs the entire damage of the attack. Now, that may change later, but oh, you could hear that? It's amazing. Oh my God. Guys, my microphone is so far. Why didn't I check? Guys, my microphone has been like on the side of my desk. Has it sounded like a microwave this whole time, Raymond? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to talk a little lower because, like, now the microphone is actually in my person. Okay, good. Okay, it should sound a little bit better though because it's closer now. All right. I'm not sure about absorbing the entirety of the damage. That's a good question. I'm just writing down here. Shield absorbs entire damage from an attack, even if it goes over the points. Feels right, but I'm thinking about long term. You know, like what if some creature's doing like a 7 damage hit on a shield that only has 1 slot left on it, 1 point left on it? It's going to absorb 6 damage. So that I'm a little unsure of. Feels like that could be like a cheap feeling where it's like these monsters are really like heavy hitters, but your shield doesn't. And just for reference, we do have Ashmar's Compendium does have a don't hit me. It's an attack. It counts as an attack, so you can't use it as an instant. But the book absorbs all the damage this round, and then you have to discard it immediately. So maybe as we're playing this through, maybe past a certain damage, the shield doesn't absorb it. Yeah. I hate to say this because I don't want Kira to get a peril tracker, but it does feel like the shield taking the entirety of the attack from the undead guard, that feels narratively incorrect for what a shield could do. So then, unfortunately for Kira, the undead guard does 2 damage. One of them hits the shield. We have one different type of shield. Bucket is going to get a magic shield. He currently has a regular shield, but James and I are working on the magic shield, and the magic shield, or a magical barrier, I should call it. But the magical barrier actually depletes and then resets once an encounter ends. He's going to be a pretty fun character. We have some cool stuff lined up for him. But maybe, yeah, maybe there's like, I mean, we do have one that can absorb it. I guess this counts as a shield. Ashmar's book, which I just love the idea of Ashmar like about to die and then using this ginormous book of research that's very valuable to save himself, and the book just gets shredded. So it does make sense there. I mean, I guess I'm answering the question. It makes sense already. We have 3 different shields. We have Bucket's shield, that's a magic barrier that can refill itself. Ashmar has a compendium which actually does absorb all damage, no matter what it is. Like, it could be 10, and he gets to use that once, which is very valuable. Feels like Shield's being able to do what Ashmar's book can do. Yeah, that's the answer. So the shield takes the full 3 damage and gets destroyed. Sorry, Kira. That's gone. We can remove all of these. And the last hit is going to go to Kira, which is going to trigger these to flip. And each time they flip, she gets an extra damage. Oh my gosh, that is rough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So that's 8. So she's at 6 now. And she is the brand new lucky owner of, which I've never had an opportunity to do this before, so I am actually very excited about this. I don't remember if I shuffled these, so I'm going to just shuffle them. She is the brand new owner of a mortal wound. 1 additional loss of health on failing rolls. Yikes. Okay, so we'll just, I don't know where to add these currently, so maybe these get moved off to the side. We always put the characters in the center, but maybe that's not where we're going to put them. Maybe we do a little something like this. Oh, I think we could also do one of these guys. Okay. That's, I mean, look, that's what it's supposed to do. I will say it's a little early in the adventure for any hero to be getting a mortal wound. So, but the other token of this is, number 1, I didn't play this very well. I was being a little, like, you know, acting a little cool by taking that first hit when we first came in the Dark Catacombs from the skull. My fault. I should not have done that. There was literally no reason for me to put that 1 damage from the skull on the basic shield. And had I not done that, I would have been able to use the shield to absorb the entire damage. Now, look, I feel like this is one of the most important key moments of a game, is that when you look back on why something bad happened, you are looking at yourself in a mirror. So personally, I feel like had this card, I'm glad that I changed this card a bit, because had these creatures attacked right off the bat and I lost Kira, I would have been pissed off. I would have been like, yeah, right. I lose my main character because a bunch of creatures jump out and I have no way to protect myself. But I did have a way to protect myself. I had a shield. I used it. I chose to use it. I didn't need to. Strategically, it was not a great move on my part to just use the basic shield for no reason. So I like this. This checks out for me. Like, I blew that one. That's my fault. Kira did everything that she was supposed to do, and the team did as well, and I blew it. Blame it on the me. Yeah, yeah. They're all staring at me. It's like, can we pick a different hero to play the game? Like, no, there's only one of me, guys. You only get one of me. Sorry. Moving on. Okay, moving on. Let's see if we can actually finish off something here. Ashmar's going to start the turn with a little thing called research. He's got 2 research tokens this time. This I should do the math on this, but I don't know if I should or not. I really got to kill this undead guard. We really got to knock him out. So I'm going to do the old 1-2. We're going to drop 2 research. Rowan already is flanking, which is great. So Ashmar's turn's over. Rowan's going to do the flank. He's not going to use the crossbow. We saved the throwing knives this time. And if you guys remember, I can only use this once per encounter. But if I get a crit, I get 3. And the roll can count as a 3 crit if I roll properly. So let's go ahead and use the throwing knives. He is getting a +2 to his roll, and there's +2 damage. The only thing he has to do is not fail the shot. All right. 1 + 2 puts it at a crit. So this is a crit of 3 damage. That puts it at 5. This is amazing. Look at this. Right back at you, bitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's 1 extra damage. That's what you get for messing with Kira, dude. You shouldn't have done that. That one turns into 1. This one turns into 1. And we are back at 7 damage. And Rowan does not take any additional damage from the grave attack. Nice job. That was pretty cool. I really like that move. That's fun. That's a really fun move. Guys, I'm just having a moment here because this game has just never felt like this before. Like, it's never felt like... I'm just kind of like having a moment here because it's just really cool to see this game kind of hitting a level that I always wanted it to hit. And now it really feels like it's happening. Like, even with Kira getting wrecked and taking a peril card, I mean, yeah. I mean, checks out. It checks out. All right, let's see if we can finish off the skull. We do not have a basic shield anymore. That's broken. So let's just get rid of that. Just, I don't want to mess it up because I don't really have a place to put it. Yeah, for real, Raymond. For real. Yeah, this is like really interesting. I really like playing this game. It's like really cool. I am starting to feel like instead of centering these heroes, we're going to move them over. And then use the other slot for something else. Because I think there's room to do something cool there. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like their stat blocks or they get like upgrade paths or something. I don't know what it is, but it's really feeling like we should keep that like that. Wow, it's really cool. It's really cool to see coming together. Okay, I have to hop off in a minute here, so let's just go ahead and see if Kira can finish up what we started. She gets a 2 that does 2 damage to this guy, and then this guy does 1 damage to Kira, unfortunately, and then that starts the whole shebang all over again. Ashmar gets 1 point of research. We're going to drop it right on the skull, and then Rowan's going to finish it for 2. That does 2 damage plus 3. That kills the skull. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the playtest for today. We always got to check the loot, though. We did get 1 loot card from the Undead Guard. Gotta get the loot. Come on. We get to roll for the loot. Hopefully we don't get a fail. Or not a fail, but an epic. Oh, and we got a soul gem, which you attach to any non-magic weapon. Add 2 damage to all attacks from this weapon. Again, I'm feeling like loot deck is going to be consumables. That's where I'm leaning towards. Loot deck is just full of consumables. No like stat upgrades that happen over time. Yeah, actually, Raymond, it is. It's my contract work. I got to hit that call with Josh. Wow, that was cool. That was really cool. Wow, just thinking about it. It's getting interesting. It's getting really interesting. Yeah. And I feel like for the first time, I don't feel like yesterday I was saying I felt like their kits were too big. I don't feel like that now. I feel like the throwing knives, I do feel like flanking does not do much here because you don't get extra damage for it. But so you only can really use it for this card and a flying one. Oh, you did? You wishlisted D-Gen Rivals? Thanks, dude. Thank you. Yeah. This was cool. All right, guys. Yo, thank you so much for the hangout, guys. You guys know I love hanging out with you guys, working on this game. You guys know I miss streaming so much. So this has been like, I know it's not like my old streams from back in the day. We're not doing crazy stuff, but I really love hanging out with you guys, and you know, it makes my mornings just sitting here chilling, playing card game, making little improvements, hearing your feedback. You guys have like really great ideas, like boomerangs that can whack you in the face. But yeah, you guys have a great Friday. I'll be back here probably on Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, I mean, I think so, but I'll be back next week. I'm trying to do full week, but I haven't been there yet. So we'll get there. We'll get there. All right, yo, guys, Raymond, have a good weekend. James, thanks for hanging out. Everybody, have a good weekend, and I will see you later. Kurtiswow. Ow.